And all you have to do is soften up in the mind. Because if you say this is not my darkness, it's somebody else's darkness, if you picked it up, that means it's yours. Own it. If you own it, you can transform it. Darkness is nothing to be pushed away. Discomfort is nothing to be healed or shifted or transformed. It is surrendering into it. The logical mind that we have been taught from childhood, good or bad, does not apply to the energy field. Because whatever comes into your field, you're the god and goddess of that space. Whatever comes into your field, you are the god and goddess of that space. What does that mean? That means whatever you think of, it will become. If it's in your field, then own it. Don't push it away. If you own it, then you can do something about it. If you don't own it, you cannot do anything about it. Meaning, if I have a plate of food in front of me, it's in front of me, I can eat it. If it's a plate of food in front of someone, I can only look at it. I cannot do nothing with it. So if you own it, that means you can transform it. And all you have to do is soften up in the mind. Because if you say this is not my darkness, it's somebody else's darkness, if you picked it up, that means it's yours. Own it. If you own it, you can transform it. If you picked it up, they gave you a gift of saying you where your weakness is at, where you're lacking attention, where you're lacking love. If you say it's not mine, okay, then it's not yours. You can hang on to it, but you cannot do nothing about it because it's not yours. So it gives you a different perception on darkness. Darkness is nothing to be pushed away. Discomfort is nothing to be healed or shifted or transformed. It is surrendering into it. The logical mind that we have been taught from childhood, good or bad, does not apply to the energy field. It wants to nurture everything. When we went up to our central Milky Way galaxy, that is the galaxy that we are all under, which is the galaxy of the black hole of the Sagittarius constellation. There's a sun there as well. There are 4 major suns that exist in our universe until we get to the universal sun. The 12 constellations that we are working through this whole process here is very important to understand. Jesus had 12 disciples, yes? This is the internal part of our brain. It has 12 major nerves. 12 on one side, 12 on the other side. Total of 24. Representing the masculine and the feminine, the positive charge and the negative charge. Each one of these nerves represents 12 constellations within yourself. The story of Yashua is he has self-realized all 12 constellations, meaning he has embodied all the nerves within himself, within the 33 vertebrae of the spine, the 33 ladder. Okay? Once this space here is fully realized and qualities of these spaces have been integrated, your perceptions of emotions that are not of higher state of consciousness will naturally transform. this is where the stagnant problem comes in. The problem's not in your organs. The problem is in the nervous system that connects to the organs. So when you were a child, you went through an emotional state of anger, frustration. Part of these nerves have clinched and seized, and they became stiff and calcified. In that nervous system, the memory is there. So we cannot relax, is because our breath is off balance due to this nervous system. And we will work with these different parts to fully realign and activate these parts of ourselves. So you also see how all these nerves are connected to different parts of our digestive system, our skulls, our tongue, our brain, our eyes, each one. When we get into a deep state of meditation, all of this should be completely relaxed. Most of it, we want to move around, jerk, this, that, in discomfort. It's because the nervous system is here. So, each one of you know what your sign is, right? You have to know the opposite sign of your astrological chart. The opposite sign of your astrological chart is what you need to integrate, the quality. But you need to integrate the qualities of each in the astrological chart. This is why Jesus had the 12 disciples, is because it's a representation that he has integrated all 12 aspects of himself. The 24 chromosome level, each is the 24 major nerves, left and right balanced, which is total of 12. They mirror each other. The brain itself, these are the neurons that are flowing in. All of that is constant memory. Information is constantly working. They never stop. There's constant electrical flow, a pulse inside that transfer information from one part to another of the brain. It's a whole wiring of the universe. But this part does not really touch itself. So if we take a look at it closer, the neurons are not actually touching. It's an electrical pulse between them. It's an empty space. What does that indicate? That you have the free will to choose your thoughts. You have the free will to choose your wiring. The brain. We all understand the brain. We see the brain stem. Okay? The brain stem begins right around the upper heart area, which is the thymus here. If you guys can see. The thymus area here, like in the back around this area, and up. That's where the brain stem begins. The brain stem, as you see, rises up. We see the thalamus. This is the pituitary gland in the front over here. The midbrain, the pons. The pons is connected to the medulla. The cerebellum. The cerebellum. This right here, the cerebellum, is not connected to the upper part of the brain. There is a space between them here, which is connected to the pons. It's connected to the midbrain. Okay? It's not connected to this part. The cerebellum here in the back, okay, is called the reptilian brain because it is connected to our fear state. When we become frustrated, angry, emotional, this part in the back inflammates. And we start to have pain in the back of our neck. Is because we're operating from fear-based beliefs. This part here has an energetic connection that goes right to your kidneys. So once your kidneys have fear, the cerebellum inflammates. And when it inflammates, it shuts down the process of gentleness and flow and shuts down the process of the pineal to connect to higher dimensions. Because the higher dimensions, when I'm referring to higher dimensions, I'm talking about your higher self, your divine self, okay? These dimensions operate in gentleness. So your brain has to become soft, fluffy, like a cloud. Okay. We have nerves. The vagus nerve system is also connected to this part here of the brain. And then we have the medulla oblongata here, which is a very important part. This is the medulla, okay, which is the center part. Every single part of your nervous system, of your brain, is connected to the medulla. Everything comes in to the medulla. If you have any issues in the physical body, it is because there's a problem in the neck area that connects to the brain stem. So when we're doing the breath work, holding the breath in the throat and moving the neck area in circles, we're activating the medulla. We're activating the brain stem. Because in that space there, it opens up the channels for the mind to communicate with the body. How many of you feel the head rush when you hold that breath there? It's like an opening, like an explosion that takes place into the field. You actually feel it. Yeah? Good. This is the vagus nerve system. The vagus nerve system runs from the bottom of your abdomen, from the pubic bone up from the front of the body. A big cluster of it is in the solar plexus, and then from the solar plexus it goes around the heart, the arteries, and rising up through the neck area into the brainstem. Okay, the vagus nervous system goes right in the back of the ears here, the jaw area, around this area. If you can massage these spaces, you can connect to that. The best way to release and activate the vagus nerve system is having slow breath out. Okay, so the slow breath out activates that process. Then we have the trigeminal nerve system. Okay, you guys will, this one is already unlocked, so this week you guys will be able to have access to all of this in the course. The vagus nerve system, the trigeminal nerve system. Trigeminal nerve system is in the side of the brain. Okay, over here it comes down. On the right side, it's connected to your liver. On the left side, it's connected to your spleen. A lot of times, if you actually open your jaw, you will feel tension in these areas. Right? Feel tension. That part, that means you did not express yourself. It's connected to actually Leo constellation. And what does Leo does? Leo expresses himself. He's in the middle of the stage. That means you're not expressing yourself. You're afraid to be in the middle of your own experience of life. So you're holding back and the anger becomes tight. You're clenching your jaw. So we can open that up also through awareness, through those